Power floating is the term applied to the use of mechanical devices to grind the teeth down, versus hand floating, which is the way I approach it. Power can be supplied either with electricity or with pneumatics, air. There's a tremendous advantage to power floating. It allows more and more people to float teeth that would not be able to do it 10, 15, 20 years ago. It does require a lot of strength, but it also requires a lot of skill as far as technique goes with horsemanship and the ability to handle some of these horses. And that does come with time. And there's nothing wrong with power tools, and there's nothing wrong with drugging a horse for a new practitioner to get used to the technique and to learn how to get their hand in the mouth and figure things out. Where I find a problem with power floats is that they hang the head from the ceiling, or they put it on a jack stand and they drug the snot out of the horse to the point where the neck is U-shaped, and there's actually been some damage that has occurred to some cervical vertebrae. And then too much tooth is taken down because, you know, it can be done so quickly, they feel like they have to spend more time, I guess, to justify something. And then on top of it all, they add these theories that are unproven, or they use poor scientific evidence to say that their theories must be applied. And there's no common sense. I mean, there's only one purpose of floating teeth, and that's to remove the sharp points and eliminate the pain. And if I want to do that with a power float, or if I want to do it with hand floats, really makes no difference. But where they've crossed the line is when the power float people who've only been doing this for maybe 10 years or less come out and tell us, traditional floaters, that we're not doing a good job. And I'm not too sure why they're antagonistic, because that just isn't good for the industry at all. There are way too many horses out there who need their teeth done, and my eyes and arms are open for all of it to occur. But they seem like they are defiant, and you know, I can't figure it out. So someday they'll invite me to their meetings and talk about hand floating and say that, you know, it's a valid way of doing things, but right now they're adamant to say that their way is the only way. And sorry to editorialize in the frequently asked questions section, but power floating, I just want to get out there, is a valid way of doing things, and I know some practitioners are doing a pretty good job with it, but it's not the only way. And I like horsemanship. I like horsemanship skills. I love relating to the horse. It's not a robotic. It's not auto mechanics. It's not pop the hood open with a, you know, a trouble light and your Makita reciprocating saw in there. This is a real live being that you're working with that has feelings, and I love working with them that way. So that's just the way I choose to do it. And that's the difference between power floating and hand floating.